All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the saga of Team Nugsatch. The first three games of this series ended in resounding victories between these two players, as we have Goober Nugget, classically in the dark blue, playing as the Bohemians, and Name Satchel in the light blue, playing as the Vikings, employing their usual uh, early feudal, mid feudal to very early Castle Age rush, where the Bohemian player here is going to go for Hussite wagons as fast as he can, and the light blue player in the Vikings, he's going to make use of those eco bonuses and those infantry upgrades to get infantry out onto the field as quickly as possible. They are playing against Sarcastic Leader here in the red. I believe this is the Bulgarians. I could be wrong on that. Let me see if there's any way to see that. I'm not sure if there is. I believe that's the Bulgarians. And then I could be wrong on that. And then I am the Mikey Hardy here in the yellow, playing as the Bohemians as well. So an interesting matchup. I'd like to see where this one goes. This is the fourth game in this kind of series that I'm going over here between these two players, employing the strategy. In the first three, there wasn't really any moments of. I'll go ahead and speed this up. There weren't really any moments at all of contesting their strategy. I believe in the last game, the yellow player who, on a similar map layout here, Goober Nugget was up in the north, and the yellow player was over here, and the yellow player actually got some scouts into Goober Nugget's economy at some point, but it wasn't really enough to deal damage as it was after he was already in the Castle Age and had a castle up here. So gonna see a pretty quick Feudal Age time from the dark blue player. As expected, he is playing this all-in strategy that completely rests on the resources coming in, getting a castle up, protecting the gold of the wood. Completely rests on that. If that doesn't work, could go pretty poorly. But if it does, there's not much. There's not much another player can do against it unless they know it's coming. So curious to see here what Sarcastic Leader here and Mikey Hardy are going to be able to do against this. Looks like the yellow player is coming out here with 7 farms. This is 8 farms pretty early. 6 on wood, a few on gold. So he's going for a pretty balanced beginning. A few on the berries. He's going to try to cover all his bases here. Red already has 1 on stone. Has some on gold. So red playing quite a spread strategy as well. You see this player start to house wall a little bit. I'm kind of looking at the opponents because we kind of know what light blue is going to do here, right? He's going to get the military out incredibly early. He's going to get into man-at-arms. Dark blue. Goober Nugget is going to go for Castle Age as he's already clicked up. He's going to go for as early Castle Age time as he can. Try to prepare for stone. We can expect to see all or most of these villagers move to stone here pretty soon. Yep, here they go. That's going to be 13 vills on stone. He wants to have that castle up, going up as soon as he hits Castle Age. As the red player does click up to feudal, as does Name Satchel. So when Name Satchel hits Feudal Age, we can expect a man-at-arms and the military upgrades there from his blacksmith. Speaking of which, barracks and a blacksmith coming up for yellow. But yeah, I wanted to kind of watch from the other team's perspective, a little bit, and kind of see what they're seeing, see what they're doing here. Especially see what they're scouting. So Red's doing a good job of looking around Blue's base, at least. Well, here it looks like he just came over here to see where he was. Now he's gonna go see about light blue's base, even though he does already know where that is from his teammate's scout. But yeah, hopefully, if he wants to be able to do something here, I think his best chance is to heavily scout one or the other. Obviously, preferably both these players are going to use their scouts to scout their their opponent. So, you know, blue, dark blue being yellow's opponent, light blue being red's here in the matchup. Because as we've seen, you need to be able to see this is coming. This strategy, this man-at-arms and Hussite wagons rush. You need to be able to see it's coming to really put a stop to it of any kind. But we have not seen the opponents here, the opposing team to Team Nugsatch, put a stop to the strategy yet. So I'm curious to see what these two players can do in the red and the yellow. Wheelbarrow coming in for Sarcastic. Classic supplies. Horse collar coming in for the Vikings player. Again, those early eco upgrades that he gets. The free wheelbarrow from the town center as soon as he gets feudal age. It means a lot of things. Look, it means that's one of the most important economy upgrades in the game, in my opinion. It translates into a lot of resources, you know, 30 minutes later into the game. And if you hadn't gotten it, you know, earlier on in the game, then you're missing out on all those resources. As we do see him start to move out with 10 men-at-arms already. And we're probably going to see more in the queue quite soon from the Vikings player. But getting Wheelbarrow for free means, one, you don't have to spend the resources on Wheelbarrow, which is 150 food and 100 wood, I believe. You don't have to spend the resources on it, and you don't have to spend the time on it. It's something like 30 seconds to a minute for it to complete. I don't remember quite what the number is on that. You don't have to spend the time on it. You immediately get that economy buff. And that is huge. That is huge, especially for this strategy, as he goes for the blacksmith here, which relies on having the resources to be able to fund the men-at-arms push. But he does not shirk away from the villager numbers. He's up to 33. As we can see, red here, just not keeping track of his idle time on his town center at 24 villagers. You know, dark blue here sitting at 28, even though he went for a super quick castle age time here. Not quite sure what the red player is missing. But we do see the Hussite wagons, classic 4 at first. Are gonna roll out from the dark blue player. And the trickle is going to begin. He probably is going to rally somewhere in the middle of the map here. And here we go. Light blue is pushing into yellow's base. As usual, they're going to push the same person. Excuse me. Whoa. They're going to push the same person. And we have archers out from yellow. So this is the correct response. You know, like if he actually wants to do something against this. Now he's about to hit castle age. He can hit crossbowmen. You know, he can put another archery range down and maybe use the hills and some micro to fend the men-at-arms off. But look at this. 4 Hussite wagons are going to roll into his base, and he's going to realize, oh, all I have is archers. There's nothing I can do against this. Chemistry is going to come in from the dark blue player. And I don't actually believe, I think he intends to give the Hussite wagons more damage with that, but I don't actually believe it does affect the Hussite wagons. We'll see here in a minute. I'm curious about this. It does unlock gunpowder units, as such as the what's their name? The infantry gunpowder unit. Riflemen. I can't think of what they're called. But the hand cannoneers, there we go. Hand cannoneers, it does unlock the hand cannoneers, so that's one of the cool things about the Bohemians. That's why they're quite strong. They can be quite strong in Castle Age. Is you can see, you can see chemistry come out, which is normally an Imperial Age tech. It'll come out in Castle Age, and they can get hand cannoneers, a very high damage unit, out in the field quite early. So we see Town Watch and Double Bit Axe come in for the red player. He was taking his time. Looks like, he's going for eco early. He's got some archers, he's got some skirms up. He's got some pikes up. He's going to put a stable up. The red player here covering all the bases he can. But as it's all sunshine and roses over in red's base, Mikey Hardy not having as good of a time in his base as his town center goes down. He's trying to deal with 22 men-at-arms now. 7 of the Hussite wagons and more of each. Look at the stream. Look at this map. Just pairs a constant stream of men-at-arms pouring into his base. As Yellow just about done here already. He's trying to put a sneaky town center back here to try to save himself a little bit. But as he was the player that was in Castle Age, he was probably their team's best chance, of fending this off. We can probably expect Name Satchel, if he wants to, he could go up to Castle Age at any point. There we go. Look at that. Right now, clicking up to Castle Age. So, Red maybe taking his time a little bit too much. Maybe playing a little bit too relaxed back here. He's gonna need a little bit more. To fend this off than what he has. He's got a good, he's got some military, but 6-10 units, some pikes and some skirms. These are not the right units to deal with what's coming at his base. As a siege workshop and a pretty cheeky town center here from Dark Blue comes up. Siege workshop is going to put out that ram. Probably expect more of those as well. But look at this. Look at this army that's just walking into his base. Red, probably a smart move here. Look, with the stone walls, he's going to give himself some time. And he would have given himself more time if he had completed the wall. But one section right here is not quite enough to deal with this. All they have to do is walk around, and that's exactly what they will do, as 40 men-at-arms are going to walk into his base from the north. And from the south, some Hussite wagons picking off his villagers, and Red sees that there is no hope here. Calls the GG. Look, that was one of the most clinical games, I think, from the Vikings player. This is a lot of men-at-arms at this point. Usually we see quite a few, but 40 on the field, I mean, with more in the queue, just not quite sure. I'm just not quite sure what they're supposed to do against this. So I'm excited to see, if we get a game where the opponents actually have a response here. But I think the key, I keep repeating it, I'm trying to keep repeating myself, but like, they have to see it coming. They need to know that it's coming to beat it. If they don't know what's going to happen, it's going to take them by surprise. And if there's anything that we all know from this game, is that if you're taken by surprise by something, it 9 times out of 10 is going to spell your doom. So 2 on stone here from Red, just looking like, he had 800 stone in the bank. Just not super aware of his resources and what he was building there. And Yellow, looks like they picked the right person, got in a Castle Age, but the pressure was just on way too early for him to be able to react. So another victory. That is 4-0 for Team Nugsatch. Excited about the next game.